Today I'll be showing you guys how to install the continuous ink system on your Epson printer. Here in front of me we got the continuous ink system. We got the two small plastics that come along with the CIS system, and we have a small piece of plastic. You can use a small plastic, or you can also just get a paper towel, wrap it up really small. This is going to be used to put on the door sensor of the printer. So we're going to go ahead and begin by simply just installing the cartridges. As you can see, the printer's already telling me to please press them and install them. So we're going to go ahead and just put the CIS cartridges in the printer. Make sure you firmly press them down until you hear a clicking sound. Alright, once they're in there, the small plastic that we talked about, we're going to go ahead and put it into the sensor, the door sensor. Alright, so the printer is going to begin checking the cartridges. That small plastic we put here allows you to work with the cover open so that you can install the rest of the system. Okay, so once the printer recognizes the cartridges, we're going to go ahead and install these two small plastic brackets. We're going to go ahead and begin by the small one, and move the small tape from behind. I'm going to place it right here, and then this one we're going to place it right on top of it. Okay, so we'll be placing it right on top of the small one we just put. Now we're going to get some lengths to the tubes and run the tubes through the small bracket. Alrighty, so to make sure we have the proper length on the tubes, we need to check that. So we'll go to the printer settings, we'll go to ink levels, replace the cartridges, and then press the blue one, and then it's going to say to put your hands on the side to open this cover up, but we're just going to remove the small piece of plastic we put on the sensor. So you can see that's way too much length. So now we just have to play around with it and measure the correct length. You don't want too much, but you don't want too little either. So you can see that's already a bit too much over there. So you use about this length. See, we'll come all the way there and all the way back. Alright, so once we got the length, we'll just click check cartridges again, put the small plastic back on. The printer will run a cycle to recognize the cartridges again. Alright, so as you can see, everything is fine. It's recognizing the cartridge perfectly. Once we have that set up, we just have to go back to the tanks. The big plug on the front is the refill plug. The small plug on the back is the vent plug. That's where basically the CIS will breathe so that the ink will flow properly. That plug, you need to remove it and leave it removed at all times. You simply plug this back on if you're going to move the printer to a different room, or you just move it to a different location. You plug it back on just to make sure it doesn't leak. So once you have that unplugged, you simply just close this cover again, and you place the tanks right next to the printer at the same level as the printer, not above or below, at the same level as the printer. Okay, so this CIS system, it's auto resettable. So that means that when the cartridges are low on ink, you're able to reset the ink levels back to full. So the printer will always read them as full. Will never tell you that the cartridges are empty and not let you print anymore. Once the printer indicates that they're empty and then you need to replace them, you're just gonna go ahead and put this small battery on the CIS. It's removable by it's a small clip. As you can see, you can put it back on. If you don't have it on, you put it back on, and then once it tells you to replace the cartridges, you're gonna go ahead and open the front cover. The printer will move to its proper direction, and then you're just gonna click the small button that's right next to the plug. You're gonna click it for at least 15 seconds, and then you're just gonna release it. You're gonna check the printer cartridges. I'm gonna close the cover. In this case, you won't close it. You will have to just put the small plastic back on it, and then the printer will eventually recognize the cartridges again. Again, this battery, you don't really need to have it on at all times. It depends on how you want it, but you can just put it on when you're about to reset the cartridges.